Hello there, folks. Welcome back to NSG Spring 2026. This event, we're raising money for the Norwegian Association of the Blind and Partially Sighted. You can donate with the links below the stream. Before we start our final run of the event, we have received 231 kroner from Elfie Fly without any comment, but thank you so much indeed. And with that, we have gone past 27,000 kroner raised for the Norwegian Association for the Blind. Thank you so much indeed. I'm now going to hand it over to our finale event, our final runner, the amazing blastermak, who's going to be doing some Hollow Knight Randomizer. Blaster, please take it away.
Ooh, thank you so much for that wonderful introduction, Tim. I'm so glad, so happy to be here. What an honor to be the closing run of the event. Before we get started, Tim, do you have an update on the skin incentive?
I have indeed. Give me 2 seconds. I will get that organised right now for you. We will get that sorted. I've actually somehow managed to close the tab, but never mind. We'll get back to that. Give me 2 seconds.
Because I did see some fluctuations in the past hour or two.
Yeah, there has been a little bit. Give me a wee minute while I just try and get back to my page. Because unfortunately, I ended up accidentally closing it, which is a bit of a pain. Let's see if we can get this. Give me 2 seconds. Give me a minute, folks. We will be right there. Now, this is the money that's been donated towards the skin choice for this run. So a massive thank you to everybody for that. Let's see if I can now find it. Here we go. We will just get it sorted. The only one there. Right. Let me just do that. Okay, so let me get the overview of it. Where are we? Okay. We are looking at, with 477 krona, Daughter of the Stars.
Ooh.
And I just want to point out that we've raised 813 kroner in total for that between all the choices. So thank you so much indeed, folks. Really, really appreciate it. Right, Blaster, there you go.
Thank you so much for all those wonderful donations. And I wanted to make sure that we start off with setting the skin right. And to start off, of course, I'm not gonna be doing a random seed here. I got our good pal Recalled to at least scout ahead for some potential good seeds in here, and he's given me a number. I have only checked that I got the same seed, the same hash, as it were, that I'm playing the seed he expects me to play. A quick overview: we are going to be doing a couple custom items, namely these all. I will get into that in the entire run, don't you worry all about that. We'll be visiting many checks. I also have a couple non-standard things because we split a couple items to make sure that we have that in there. So if I hit that, begin randomizing, and that is still the same hash as I was expecting. So let me put into the game, and then we can give you guys the countdown, because we're going to be here for 2 hours. So there's going to be lots of time for explanation right there. So yeah, if tech is ready on the timer, I can go in 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Good luck.
Thank you. And look at that, the wonderful Daughter of the Star skin. I'm mostly used to been playing with the Zack Knight skin, so it's a fresh change of pace for me. Wonderful to see different skin, seeing how it all looks, because not only is the skin different, of course we're not playing as the titular Knight, we're now playing as a minified version of Hornet with her blue cloak and whatnot, but also a lot of the skills have been updated with custom sprite works. The geo has been, the money we get in the game has been edited for this skin as well. So there are all lots of little details scattered around the world that have been changed with this skin as well. So that's always nice. So yeah, when trying to make my first rounds here. This is always the bit standard one because you've got your starting area. You are not expected to have any major abilities yet. So most of the early game, at least from my experience, is going to look relatively the same every time. Because there is, I've played at this point lots of rando seeds. So you could say I'm quite comfortable with the game at this point. So I figured out what is handy to do, what is not handy to do. But the first part of the game is always relatively the same. So we start out at the vanilla starting location. We're not doing anything crazy yet. And then we found our way into the town. So yeah, we've randomized a lot of items. Most of the standard items are in there. So we've got our dream essence, which is a form of currency. We've got our relics, maps, charms, fast travel locations, all that jazz, all that's good, which should make for about, in this case, a 2-hour fun run. And as we're trying to play here, we're trying to find the good items, trying to find the movement items first and foremost, as that will make our experience throughout the game a lot more pleasant, a lot more items also reachable. But first off, we're just gonna check here. All right, let me see. A good item, left mantis claw. That's our wall jump at 22 grubs. That's a lot of grubs to be found. So I'm gonna be expecting to not get that item for at least in 45 minutes or something. So yeah, we checked out the grub rewards. We also checked out our first shop, namely the map shop. So for now, for traversing the world, and we don't really have a lot of checks available at this point. So I don't have any form of choice paralysis right now. That's good for me. So we're going on our merry way here. First encounter of Cornifer, a lovely map guy who's always humming the same soothing tune. And he's giving us a good deal on a relic, because the Hallow Nest seal will sell at one point for, I think that's 120 money units. So we paid 30 for that. We can get 120 money units back. So that's in my book, it's a good deal. And while I was talking, our first arena fight that has already been over, like in a flash. There are a couple places in the world of Hollow Knight. In Silksong, the sequel, there's a lot more of these arena fights. Luckily, we don't have to deal with them too much. But there is a strat where we defeat the last two enemies with a falling spike. With a well-timed slash, you can just hit them both, and that saves you like 5 to 10 seconds or something. Which is, at the beginning, it's quite difficult. Got to be honest with that. But you get good at it. You get the timing pat down. Major point that I just did, you saw me warp. One of the things that the rando, if you're gonna start out with rando, they suggest for you is to install the bench warp mod. All right, we're gonna get back to that one. So there are potential situations where you get into an area, for example, where the game casually requires you to have the double jump ability. But through some tricks or enemy pogos or skips or what have you, you get into that area without the double jump, then it might be that you, let me try that, that you cannot leave the area. So for those kind of scenarios, sure, that's the nerves talking, I'm afraid. For those kinds of areas, it is required, not per se, but really strongly recommended that you install the bench warp mod. So you can always warp out to a safe location. And I'm hoping, ooh, I can do the skip in a different way. Okay, sure. I am actually doing this kind of out of logic, and I will ignore it for now. Because I can show you the map. Also a thing we have that's very useful as a tracker. Luckily, the game has a built-in map with built-in things to show you where an item is, and the random makes good use of that. So if I pull up the map, you can see a lot of different icons that indicate to me that the item is either available to get or not available to get. So the bigger ones here, like the bigger ones, those are the ones I can get, and the grayed out ones are the ones I cannot currently get at this point in time, either because I don't have a skill yet, or I'm missing a certain item, or what have you, which is what we refer to as in logic of the game. Then we find our first friend. I will make it a point to collect as much friends as we can. Obviously, I need to collect a lot of friends to get some rewards from the Grub Father as well. But it's always good to have friends. More friends, the merrier. So right now, I'm still being in the early game. We're opening up some paths. We're doing our first relatively accessible checks. Nothing too exciting as of yet. One of the things I also randomized, and that might not be apparent, is the charms, the badges we can equip. They have a cost, which is mentioned. You can't see them now anymore, unfortunately. But those costs, where you get an item for, where you can equip an item for, that's also randomized. So I could have gotten a really good charm, and one of the charms we've already gotten is the Fragile Strength, which is I think it's a 1.5 times boost to my sword damage, which is really good. And that only costs 3 notches, which is not too much, which is definitely makes it usable later on in the game. So that's also a thing we can look out for. So it could turn out that we have some really good builds that we can make, because a lot of the offensive charms, offensive builds are priced relatively cheaply, or we can be bummed out of luck and a good charm will be costing 6 notches, which is not really manageable in at least not in early game, probably also not in later game. But we'll see what we can get. But the strength charm for like 3 notches, that is pretty decent. So we will see use of that later on. Obviously, for now, we're still in the beginning areas, so there's not too much that we are not equipped to handle, which is good. Second arena fight, the Gruz Mother. Unfortunately, we have to kill her to continue. And apparently she was pregnant with little Gruzzes. I'm so sorry, but we had to get out of there. And with that, we rescued Sly, our trusty shopkeeper here. So let me see what he's got. Ooh. All right, that's one of the more major movement abilities, the left crystal dash, or C dash, or super dash, or however you want to call it, which also goes to show you one of the novelties I've introduced to this rando seed, is that we have split the movement items in 2. So normally in vanilla game, when you get the crystal dash, you can dash both sides easily, no problems, no questions asked. To make it more fun, to make it more of a challenge, to make it more of a logic puzzle to see where we can go, I've decided to split those up. So now we can only do the left super dash to the left, of course, as the name implies. So we can unfortunately not do it to the right. But in my experience, the left dash in this case is way more convenient, as that gives you, there's just more things locked behind that particular moveset than to the right super dash. So there's that. And with that, we're on our first major boss, I'd say, the False Knight, which is kind of a pushover, honestly, even though we are fighting him with the expected gear we have here. We only have our nail, we don't have any magic, and nothing of upgrades. Well, I figured I could have equipped the strength charm, but yeah, it only gets you so far, really. But this fight is really over before we know it. We just need to do 3 cycles of this, and then on the 3rd one, he will do a big hammer swing, and he will crack the floor, and then that is it. Then we can fall down, and then we can beat him for the last time. And with that, I'm sorry for the bitrate. That's going to be happening a couple more times, unfortunately. But alas, that was our first boss, and he dropped a good item. Ismasteer is the thing that allows us to traverse into acid. So the more spicy water we encounter along our way, we can now safely swim in that. And on the topic of swim is also an ability you can put in the pool. And to make matters worse for me, that is an item in the pool. So I can swim in acid. I cannot swim in regular water. So there's some handicaps for me there. So let's see what we get here. Okay, Dream Shield. That's not really too good. See there, the 6 on to the right of the name, that indicates how many notches we need to have in order to be able to equip it. We start out with 4. That's the base amount of notches. So you can only equip a maximum charms that add up to 4. So 6 is definitely not intended to be able to be equipped. And apart from that, Dream Shield isn't really that good of an item. So look at me talking and gaming at the same time. So yeah, that's not really a worry for me right now that charm is expensive. It does bode well because the item pool, the amount of notches needed for the charms, there's a limited amount of charms that can have 6 notches as well. So that's good for us at this point. Let me do that. Okay, so unfortunately, we were not able to fully complete this starting area. So we might have to come back later. We'll see if the logic, if the suggestions from the seed will lead us back there anyway. But for now, we have progression into deeper areas via way of Ismasteer, which is good. There is a sneaky little shortcut here that we can traverse to. And that I already have that item, right? Just double checking, make sure my logic is in good places. Yeah, so we can do this, and let's see if I. Ooh, okay. That may not have looked like much, but that was one of those out of logic things that you pick up while you play the game a lot. That one you can do with a well-timed damage boost in that sparkle. You can get back up there and just grab that one item early. In most of my playthroughs, I've noticed that getting items out of logic really isn't too helpful. Like out of all the things I can do, there's a lot of places where the game normally expects me to reach, and I will of course try to behave as much as I can to the logic that the game indicates. Okay. Speaking of that logic, that was one of the places that can only be reached with the left super dash. So that is good that we did that, because now we have a left normal dash, which is way more useful in my opinion, especially since there aren't really that much big rooms that we need to traverse to. So that's good. And once again, the power of Ismasteer lets us go under here, which saves us a tiny bit of platforming, not too much. But as we're making our way to the spicy water, spicy jellyfish around here, Tip, do you have anything for us? Anything you want to say right now?
I do indeed, yes. Thank you very much indeed. I would like to remind everyone that you are watching NSG Spring 2026, raising money for the Norwegian Association of the Blind and Partially Sighted. We've currently raised 27,000 kroner so far, so please keep those donations coming in. Since 1978, the Norwegian Association of the Blind and Partially Sighted has engaged in capacity strengthening of DPOs of blind and partially sighted people in the global south. The very first international project in South Sudan eventually evolved into partnerships with organisations representing blind and partially sighted people across 3 continents in pursuit of fulfilment of human rights. Today, the NABP partners with DPOs or unions of blind and partially sighted persons in the following 7 countries in Africa and Asia: Laos, Nepal, Angola, Ethiopia, Lesotho, Malawi, and Mozambique. We also support the African Union of the Blind, whose head office is in Kenya. So not only, obviously, the charity is a Norwegian-based organisation, but the effect is felt around the world, and it really, every little krona, every little donation does support the amazing cause. So thank you so much indeed. Right, Blaster, back over to you.
All right, thank you so much. Yeah, that's a wonderful amount we've raised so far. So thank you indeed, everyone who has donated little or bigger amounts. Every little bit helps. So we've got our first magic spell, which is good, because that one, at this point in time, our magic is way, way stronger than our measly sword, unfortunately. So it's good that we have a spell that adds to our capabilities, our arsenal. So yeah, that's very good. So at this point, we have entered Green Path via a relatively unconventional method, namely via the fungal wastes, with the spicy water and jellyfin. But this is normally where you're expected to go as your second area. This is also where you get our first inkling of our good friend Jane Silksong, or as the game calls her, Hornet. I prefer Jane Silksong. Where she is, sort of teasing you that there is more out there in this world that we are traversing. And sort of follows an intended progression while you follow her, make your way around Green Path right here. So there we got a good friend once again. Let me see. Let me warp back. I think that's faster at this point. Oh yeah, we're just casually making our way here on Green Path. The enemies here aren't really too big of a hassle for us yet, considering this is the second area of the game. We are, expected to be here with our current skill sets. So there's no real immediate dangers to us, apart from me having skill issues, of course, which will happen. Okay, that's a useful item, but not really too terribly much. That is one of the nail arts, as the game calls them. Basically, you can charge up your attack, and then you can do a fancy power move, in this case. The dash slash, which is a big slash that enters out of a dash, as the name might imply. But I really don't use the nail arts too much, as most of the time they become relevant. I might have already upgraded my nail or found more spells or what have you. So, yeah. I mean, they are good in certain situations, but at this point I've fallen into a comfortable pattern of the things I like to use and things I don't like to use. And unfortunately, for our nail art enjoyers in chat, that's not one I like to enjoy. But if you do, feel free, obviously, to use them. I'm not nail art shaming here. Let me take this one more careful right here. He's he can being a bit annoying, but not too terribly much, luckily for us. And good news for all the. If you know the game, if you played it, you've seen the donation incentive where we are fighting, we're rescuing and fighting Zod. This will be our first encounter with the titular Zod. It seems he has gotten himself in a predicament, and it is up to us to rescue him. Well, lucky for him, we have got the upspell, which takes really quick care of that boss. And if we speak to him, I think we have time. We can, if he wakes up for us. Hello, Zod, Mister, there we go. Let's see if he has to say, oh, huh, okay, sure. That's not very grateful of you, but all right. We will see you around. I'm pretty sure we will. We rescued him. He didn't have anything nice to say to us. All right. We'll see about that, friendo. Ooh. I really shouldn't die here. That would be bad. So I'm gonna be taking this sort of safe. There we go. Okay. Luckily we can dash to the left, so the way out of this place isn't too bad. So yeah. Nothing too terribly exciting. Let me take a safety save here first. So if we manage to die through whatever incompetence or game issue or lag, or what were any of the answers in the family feud just now that makes people rage quit, let's make sure we respawn at a good point.
Yeah, I want to stay away from those.
Yeah, exactly. So if we die, we reset to the latest bench we saved at, and then some such cases that can be a long way away. So here's our first fight with Jane Silksong, and as I like to call this fight, I'm canceling Silksong. Unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to view it, Silksong has already came out, so no need to worry about me actually canceling Silksong. But this fight shouldn't be giving me too much trouble. But as I have proven in the past couple 20 minutes, talking and gaming at the same time is difficult. But we managed to get through here unscathed. So that is very good. Let's see, what is a good place to go? All right, we can do that. So I generally make decisions based on my map to remind me where I can go most of the time. So having a clear view of all the items that are available at your current logic with your current items at your disposal, that's very handy to me. Because at one point, you play so many seeds, they all start to blur together. Like, what did I get that item? Was that a different seed? Something that I played yesterday? What have you? So the map is a really handy tool to make sure that I'm not forgetting anything or ways to find out where I can go next. And I think I can go to a very popular area, the Mantis Tribes, that is home to, I dare I say, one of my favorite boss fights out of Hollow Knight, the Mantis Lords. It's such a good choreographed fight with amazing music at the background. It's one of those fights that make you remember, because I think when you first get there in your casual playthrough, that's a difficult boss fight, one of the first hurdles. Ooh, that's a good one. Unfortunately, I don't have any money, so we'll have to remember that. But yeah, the Mantis Lord's boss fight is really a banger of a fight. So I always look forward to that. But it's gonna be a good couple minutes before we get there. First, we're gonna check the left side here. Get one of those arena fights again. This one. Yeah, unfortunately, it seems the up spell, the Howling Wraith spell we got earlier, that isn't too terribly suited for these ground-based fights. Like, it can be helpful, but most of the times you barely hit the enemy, so we're just slapping our way through right now. Ooh, grabbing some essence, which is another form of currency, which can potentially have some items, because that's also a store, as the game would like to call it, the essence store. Well, technically, an NPC gives you rewards based on how many essence you collect. Let's see. But for all intents and purposes, we can name it a store. Made our way to Danger Alley with all the explosions right there. Yeah, fine, I'll get that. It's no worries. While we're here, let me grab the bench that is down there, which is a handy dandy fast travel spot for us. Especially this early in the game, I like to go out of my way to collect these fast travel spots, because we are going to be warping back and forth a good amount. So having more places to fast travel to, it's always a good option to have. And the Queen Station stack, that we just unlocked, is a freaking flyer spot. Let me put it like that. So it's good to have that one unlocked. And it was relatively close anyway, so figured why not. So on our way to Mantis Village, and we are gonna be, unless I find a specific item that lets me do the shortcut, I'm gonna be entering that on the normal way, through which the devs intended you to go on your first playthrough. Because if you have either double jump or the left, specifically the left mantis claw, the left wall jump option, you cannot enter the shortcut. Unless, of course, you are a speedrunner and you know the explosion pogo. Unfortunately, I'm not nearly as cool. I'm not nearly as skilled to have learned that. So for me, it's the plebeian way of entering the village, just the normal way, unfortunately. But while that does sound like a downside, it certainly does have an upside, because when we enter Mantis Village the intended way, we do gain a bench that can be used as a fast travel spot, which is good, which allows for quicker entry into the village later on. Because with our current moveset, we cannot really do anything after the Mantis Lords fights. Because when you defeat the Mantis Lords, you can enter the treasury, I think it is. Basically, it's an area with free items available for you that unlock after you won the battle, of course. But you need more movement items for that. Oh right, I forgot I had the Ismasteer here, so I jump scared myself. So yeah, we can say hi to Bretta. Bretta will come back later. We do have to rescue her. She is part of the Zod questline. If we want to fight the unanimous Grey Prince Zod, which of course I will do my best to make that happen, make that a reality. And I was testing out how to best get there. What are the conditions to get the fight? And I was testing out because I know the rando has made it that you can rescue Zod in both places. So in vanilla gameplay, when you don't rescue Zod at the place we did that the first time where we encountered him, where he was being an ungrateful pain in our behinds. If you don't rescue him there and you do enough major story points, because I believe the story changes after you defeated Hornet for the first time, then he canonically dies at that point, and you cannot fight him anymore in the Colosseum. So to prevent that in the rando, you will always find him at the second spot as well as the first one. Oh yeah, I got a different storeroom stack, so we can enter a city. Meanwhile, I'll keep on rambling. So city is like a good area to be in because it has a lot of items readily for us, but most importantly, it has Lem's Curiosity Shop. And what that shop allows us to do is sell the trinkets we've been finding all over the place. We can sell them to him, and he gives us good money for it, which is always very much needed because there are a lot of items that cost money. It seems even capitalism has invaded Hallow Nest. So it's good to have some money. So early game money is a bit tight until you get to the city, and then you can have access to the selling shop, which greatly improves your monetary resources. Let me see if I can do this one out of logic, because you can. Nope, apparently I cannot. I will make a second attempt at that, because right now you're not supposed to be able to get there because you need either the right dash or, just bounce on some heads. That's fine. I will do that because you are not fun to deal with in close quarters. There we go. And that did give us a charm notch, which is good. That helps us later on in the game. So one of the other things for accessibility reasons that we turned on to make life so much easier is there are a couple spots in the game that give you a reward at the end of like fetching a couple items in the room or doing certain things. And you only know the reward at the end of it. Such as the tree that we just visited, it showed us that the reward for completing that one was a couple life lot masks, and as such I deemed it like that's not worthy of my time at this point, so that's fine to ignore. And even if I wanted to, I don't have the current ability to do that mini quest either, but it is good to have that information to, mark a way for me to know, like I need to get back there at one point. But at this point, I don't need to go back there, which is good. So that is while that one is not the worst, because these essence trees, they have you collect essence all over the room, which requires a good bit of traversal, good bit of movement items as well. Which takes time. While this particular one doesn't take that much time, it is good to know that we can safely skip it. Let me get out of the way there. Let's see if I can. Okay. I gave it a try. Over the course of playing so many seeds, you figure out ways to get just those out of reach things, and you learn some poggos, you learn some fancy pants maneuvers here and there, just to make our time easier, make our time more comfortable as we traverse the world. So this is one of those places where I can show you while the elevator's coming down. We cannot swim. Oh no, that just gives us damage, which is not good. So water at this point is to be avoided. So while we make our way through city here, and it gives me a tiny bit of time to think, Tim, do you have any words for us?
Oh yes, I've always got words for us. I would like to thank everybody for watching the Norwegian Speedrunner Gathering, a 3-day speedrunning marathon that's coming to you from Djurgården, Norway, just outside of Oslo. We are raising money to support the Norwegian Association of the Blind and Partially Sighted. Their main objective is to achieve equal opportunities and status in society for people with visual impairments and other groups of disabled people. We would also like to thank UKSG for supporting this marathon. They hold in-person events in Glasgow, Scotland 3 times a year and have supported us from the beginning. Their next event is UKSG Green 2026, which will happen on May the 28th to the 31st, and you can catch it live on twitch.tv/UKSG Marathon. We would also like to thank BSG for their continued support. If you live in or near the Benelux region, then the folks at BSG have got you covered, with regular events held in the Netherlands. Their upcoming event, BSG Annual, will be held from July the 25th through August the 1st, Utrecht, and streamed live on twitch.tv/BSG Marathon. So mark your calendars. Thank you so much. Back over to you, Blaster.
Ooh, thank you so much. And I do know, since I am closely involved with the folks over at BSG, that if you want to participate in that marathon, submissions are still open till 23:59 today. Just a shameless plug for BSG. But no, both UKSG and BSG and NSG are very lovely places to hang out. The community is wonderful. I'm really glad to be part of the respective communities, and I even managed to make my way over the canal to one of the UKSG events, and I had a blast over there. It was such good fun, meeting all these new people, getting all these experiences, seeing people display their speed games and the skills they have gotten in those, that's just great. The vibes are all immaculate, I'd say. So definitely, if you have the chance to visit one of those, please do so. Meanwhile, on Gaming Land in Hallownest, we are making our way through the resting grounds. And right now, in the vanilla gameplay, if you got here, you would have seen a cutscene depicting a bit more of the story, a bit more of why we are traversing the land, what we are doing right here, and the goals we need to achieve. Those are finding the free dreamers, which is also coincidentally the goal that we are going for right there. But they are... Ooh, now that's a good item. You get distracted right there. Left mouse claw. Okay, that's a bug in the game, I think. Anyway. Okay, so it looks to me that we do need some essence in the game. So it's good to know that we need to look out for that. But unfortunately, we have not yet unlocked the Dream Nail, which is the in-game item where you get essence for, where you need... Okay, well, that's the entire world unlocked for us. So now comes my choice paralysis. So in short fashion, we have found our right wall jump and our double jump. So yeah, we can do lots and lots and lots of stuff right now, which is all good fun. But that does leave me... I cannot do that, no. Let's see. So there are a lot more items right here, as you can see over there. So now we've got some good choice paralysis going on here. But easy choice to go back here to the Mantis Stripe to get that fight in there, because not only does the Mantis Stripe allow us 3 more checks after their fight, it also gives us entry into Deep Nest, which admittedly is an area that is a lot more scary than the areas we have seen so far. But it's a good thing to have for exploration. And I need to... Sir, please, can you... Thank you. Make our way to unlock the bottom area where we can actually fight the Mantis Lords. So that's good. Although Deep Nest, yeah, as I said, it's a scary place. There'll be monsters there, or in this case, scary bugs and spiders and whatnot. I will give a heads up when we enter there if there are any arachnophobic folks in chat to, avert your gaze from the stream for a tiny amount. I will do my best to be as quick as possible, of course, since we do have a timer running. I have been told, unfortunately for me. Let's see, we can grab that one right, yeah. There we go. Ooh, another mask shard. So that's good for us. That gives us another health, which is always good. That means it takes us a bit longer to get skill issued, which is good. So while I do that boss fight, Tim, this floor is yours.
Okay, well, while we're dealing with that, let's have a little look and tell you a little bit more about the charity, which is the Norwegian Association of the Blind and Partially Sighted. We have all sorts of things that they support. I'm going to talk a little bit here. We're going to talk about the guide dogs. When you choose to give 500 kroner to guide dog work, you contribute to friendship, security, and independence. With a gift from you, we can ensure that all our puppies receive safe and good training. Your donations are crucial to help us to continue our work breeding and training guide dogs. And you may have seen the fantastic video that we had. Nordic did have the opportunity to visit the guide dog centre, and it was absolutely brilliant to see what they're able to do and what the dogs can do for blind and partially sighted people. And I am a massive dog person, and just the fact that they can be the independence, they can be the eyes and ears, they can help somebody out, give them their freedom and independence, and they are absolutely absolutely brilliant. And so every kroner, every donation here goes towards those sort of things. It's really, really amazing. They also run some summer camps, and if you choose to give your support now, you'll be helping to create new magical experiences for visually impaired and blind children and young people at summer camp. Donate now and let visually impaired children and young people at summer camp experience the joy of being like everyone else. With your donation, visually impaired children and young people can go to summer camp and feel the thrill of driving a boat, climbing the climbing wall, hanging out in a zip line, meeting new friends, and enjoying just being a kid. And I think, again, that is absolutely fantastic. All of your donations go towards such an amazing cause. So please, please keep them coming in. And Blaster, back over to you.
All right, thank you so much. Yeah, I've seen the videos of all the dogs, and even some kitties were in that
amazing.
video,
Yeah,
I believe.
they had kitties. The kitties are there, just to explain. The kitties, for those who haven't seen the video, on the video, they've got cats. But the cats are there to help the dogs socialise, because the dogs have to be good with other animals. So they literally have these cats at the dog training centre to help get the dogs used to being around cats, which I think is absolutely fantastic.
Oh, that's so good.
It's amazing. So yeah, the amount of work, the good work that these people do and that this charity does is fantastic. So it's an amazing cause. So if you can, please keep supporting us, folks.
Definitely. So while we were talking about all the dogs and the kitties, I've finished the Mantis Lord's boss fight, and of course that gave us a good item. It gave us the Desolate Dive, which is the down spell, which is, as the name would imply, a giant dive down. And while the first version of the spell, like the non-upgraded one, spoiler, we can upgrade our spells, that doesn't, like, it's a good spell. It gives a lot of good damage, good amount of iframes. However, the upgraded version of the Desolate Dive, that one that gives you like seconds of iframes. That's insane. So that's a very good combat item if we stumble upon it. Like, you can get away with so many dodges just by executing that attack. So it's a good find for us right there. But other than that, yeah, it wasn't really too much to write home about. But as I mentioned before, the fight did give us access into Deep Nest, while the entry area isn't that much spidery focus. I would like to give the heads up for the arachnophobic people in this stream for at least a minute or so, to avert your gaze, because this is a very spidery place that will end up.
Warning, official spooder warning. Be aware, there will be spooders
and other bugs, because there are, which is sort of a reflection of real life. The parasites that take over bugs, that also happens here in a more, well, the cartoony-ish style of Hollow Knight as well. But that can be quite a scare when you encounter those for the first time. So, of course, happy to give a heads up for everybody that needs it. But a good portion of Deep Nest is, however, blocked off by virtue of it being so deep underground, hence it being called Deep Nest. What's in the name? That we need a item to explore that. Because everything is pitch black, so it is very, very difficult to navigate. While I have managed to navigate in some dark rooms, navigating that entire thing while also, finding checks, finding things you need to be finding, that becomes a good challenge. So I will be leaving those checks when they come into logic as well. So no worries on that. Let me see here. Oh, those are definitely friends. So I will be ignoring. Ooh, now that's a good item. So I will show the chat. These are not friends, unfortunately. Not friends, so we will be making our way out of there. Because even in Hollow Nest, we have mimics. Unfortunately. or as the game calls them, not a grub, which technically correct. And we do love our technically correct. But okay, so we do have at this point a decent amount of grubbies, so I will be checking out those rewards in a bit, seeing where else we can go right here. But I believe we can do more good item checks in the city, so we will probably be heading over there next. Yeah, one of the other things that you might see me do right here, for example, is a menu drop, which is also one of the things that get installed when you install the randomizer. You do need to down patch, because currently the latest patch doesn't, the rando doesn't support that anymore. Every modding support, I believe, is somewhat borked with the latest update. So you do need to down patch. Luckily, the devs have thought of a decent way to do that. You can opt in the Steam page with the betas program, I believe they call it officially. But there you can select older versions. And you need the 1.5 something version for mod support. But yeah, as I said earlier in the game, we have bench warping. We have a good couple quality of life mods installed, featured toggles to make life easier and making collecting checks more fun. And that is one of them, luckily. And a menu drop that is an actual glitch in the game. Like if you fall down and the first frame you fall down, I believe you can still open the menu. That behavior was patched out in one of the later versions. But for our speedrun purposes, for rando purposes, we can make use of that. So long falls are getting a tiny bit more enjoyable because of that. Because when we have opened the menu, our falling speed doesn't have a cap on it, so you know we can fall down very, very fast, like fast enough for the camera to lag out, and that it needs the time to catch up to us, which is always fun. So this one here needs. Come on, friendo, I believe in you. You can help me up, right? No. There we go. Thank you, friend. Now this has. No, I believe. Right. Let me get rid of those. This should be just barely enough. All right, cool. There we go. These crawlies always get all over the place.
I was going to say, it's not a Crawley fan's best game, this, I would say.
No. I mean, of course, the game is full of bugs. So if that is not your thing, you know, this game might not be for you either. So, but yeah, granted, the bugs in Deepness, those are more the scary kind of bugs, as the area as well is kind of nasty as well. So this is one of those dark areas that I mentioned previously. So you can't really see anything here. But I technically know my way around this, because you can jump there, then fall down here to the left, and then fall down another one, and then get here. Then we enter. Suddenly we can see again. I don't know why they made it like that, but you know, a tiny bit of dark room hunting never bothered anyone, which means I can get to this check, this relatively out of the way check. Relatively simple, I'd say. And while not really useful in the way of game progress, money is always good. I will never say no to money. So yeah, luck would have it, since we're in Deepness early, I mentioned before that there are a couple parts to Rescuing Zode. And the second part to Rescuing Zode is right here. This is one of those infesting bugs scenarios, so extra look away if you don't like that. Because Because this one, we have to fight a good lot of them. But that does allow us to free Zote a second time. And I believe right here he will be ungrateful again, because that's just his personality. Unfortunately, I can't do anything about that, sadly, as much as I would have wanted to. So there he is again. He got himself caught up in a spider web. Okay, yeah, he is still very ungrateful for us. Okay, you know what? So you do you. We're gonna leave it at that. Ooh, that's a good choice. A couple checks right here. So for any Spider-Verse friends, we have left those areas, so it is safe again for you to look.
Let me go.
I might unfortunately have to go back there, but that might be a ways away. But once again, I will give the heads up. For now, we are in more friendlier territory.
Good. Now we're spider free. Do you have time for a donation?
Oh, absolutely. Go for it.
Okay, 50 kroner from Kobe, who says, donating for the helpful puppies and kittens. 12 out of 10, they're all good pups. Well, thank you so much indeed. Absolutely. As I say, that isn't just obviously, that isn't the only focus of the association's work, but it is obviously one of the more visible ones and one of the more impactful ones. So yeah, thank you so much indeed for that generous donation. We're on 27,050 kroner. So please keep those donations coming in. Thank you very much. Back over to you, Blaster.
Ooh. All right, let's see. What else is there? Oh yeah, I was talking about grubs, so let's see what the rewards for that again were. Nothing yet so far, so let us go back into the city and go back to... I would wager a more fan-favorite boss, the Soul Master, which is definitely... He's a fun boss once you get better at the game and know his patterns as well. Because he casually... From vanilla, I would have to say he is the one that gives you the down spell. He gives you the Desolate Dive ability for the first time. And as is sort of fashion for the Hollow Knight games, and it's in lore actually, I believe as well. Because the lore here of this place is that the bugs in here, they were experimenting with soul. Which is the mana in this game, and they were trying it to inject it into bugs as well and trying to malform it, basically do some kind of bad, iffy, almost say illegal type dealings with that. And as the Soul Master was experimenting with that, he basically transformed in a more evilish version of himself that is consumed by the spell he sought to create. So his biggest attack is the down spell attack here, as we will see in just a minute. But yeah, while I was talking about the subject of lore, there's a good chunk of lore in these games, a good chunk of world building, as our protagonist doesn't speak. So you have to get a lot out of that via lore tablets, or dialogue with NPCs, or something else in that fashion. But there is a whole buttload of lore available in the game for you to peruse, to get to know all these tiny little tidbits all over the place. Or if you don't have time to play the game, there is also probably some good video essays out there for you to watch. The horrors or the tales that went on in these places. But for now, I'm going to be fighting a boss. So, Tim, this is as good a spot as any if you want to talk more.
Of course, yeah, absolutely. Would absolutely love to. Okay, so we'd like to now give you a little bit more information on some of the what the charity is doing and a couple of the other bits and pieces that they can do as well. So we talked a little bit earlier about the guide dogs and we talked about the summer camps. They've also worked towards working and supporting eye surgery. So eye surgery against cataracts in developing countries is important. With your gift of 500 kroner, you can help a fellow human being get their eyesight back. In developing countries, cataracts often lead to blindness. With a gift of 500 kroner for surgery, you can contribute to a fellow human being seeing the world again. Many people around the world are blind due to cataracts, but a simple operation can restore their sight. Again, for only 500 kroner, you can contribute to changing someone's life forever. Give your life-changing gift now. So any amount is obviously beneficial, but as I've just said, 500 kroner can actually restore somebody's sight. If you suffer from cataracts in developing countries, you may become blind, and an operation can prevent that. Again, 500 kroner can help give someone their sight back. So the money that we are raising for this event, over 27,000 kroner. Think about how much that will go towards supporting people. Think about how much that will go towards the guide dogs that we've talked about, towards the eye surgeries that we've just talked about, towards the summer camps we've talked about. Absolutely fantastic. So please keep your donations coming in. I would also like to say that if you would like to support future NSG events, all of our revenue from ads, subscriptions and cheers goes to supporting future NSG events. So we welcome all your contributions towards helping NSG becoming bigger and better. And finally, don't forget, if you have your Twitch Prime, you get a free subscription to a channel. If you'd like to support this channel and the event, go ahead and use your sub here. And as I say, that will help us put on future events. Thank you very much indeed. Blaster, back over to you.
All right. Meanwhile, we defeated the Soulmaster, and unfortunately, he didn't give us too terribly much useful. So we're off to new locations. While I was scouting over for new locations, I figured these are a couple checks that I have ignored. So we will be picking those up now. And I figured since we have the wall jump ability, we can go back to the Howling Cliff. So to our starting area, if you go to the left, there's a sneaky little tunnel, which we can traverse to get into that area a lot earlier than intended. Because I believe, somebody in chat can correct me if I'm wrong, it's been a hot minute since I last played as vanilla. The intended way for you to get here, I believe, is by unlocking all the other fast travel points around the world. And then lastly, you get the fast travel point that is the stag nest, because the stag beetle is our companion that allows us to fast travel. And he will, as the last thing he gives you after unlocking all the other fast travel locations, he will give you he remembers the way to his home. And that is, I believe, the way for you to normally get here. But I could very well be wrong. As I said, it's been a hot minute. But, and I'm going to do one more. I'm going to do not one more. Probably not my last one. A sneaky. Oh, right. I had a charm equipped. So one of the downsides of upgrading your nail, and in this case doing it via the charm, which is an easy way to downgrade, essentially, is that some skips, some tricks, that they don't work anymore. Because for this one to be successful, we need to be able to bounce on him a second time. With that, we can get in here earlier. We can get in here a lot earlier than we are intended to. Gives us sports room, which is relatively okay. Ooh, I will take that. And the elegant key, which only gives us one extra check. But sports room, that one does is, if you heal, it will emit a cloud of toxic dust particles that will damage enemies around you, which is good if you are in a tight spot and you're healing to get some extra damage right there. But for now, we are just traversing our way around the Howling Cliffs. I will take that. Just a cheap charm, which can always be in handy, and quick slash, my beloved. I like that charm, because right now I'm mashing my button, and I don't really slash that much faster. But with quick slash, you get quick, which is very fun and very helpful. And for 2 charm notches, that is really a steal for us. So I will, if I don't forget, I will equip that later on. But yeah, apparently the Howling Cliffs one here is not that hype for us. And I don't think we're already an hour in. I don't think I mentioned our goal. Maybe I mentioned it briefly. All right. So we are looking for 3 specific items, namely the Dreamers. The Dreamers give us access to the final area in the game where the titular Hollow Knight is located, which is our final boss. To get there, we need to find the 3 Dreamers. And luckily for us, to make our life a tiny bit easier, there are actually 4 items in the world that the 4th one is supplemented by the rando. So out of 4 possible locations, I only need to find 3 to unlock the final battle. And of course, along the way, I would love for some handy dandy items, such as the fragile strength we have been using. For our more magic-based build, we would love to see the shaman stone, for example. So all these sorts of things are very helpful to us. I also would love to see more the other dashes we have. Okay, that's a good item that we take. Oh, I haven't been there. All right. So that the upgrade to Desolate Dive, Descending Dark, which is a really, really good spell, which I will be using in the more ground-based boss fights, and hopefully in the Hollow Knight fight as well, because that one just gives you massive amounts of iframes, invincibility frames, which allows us to dodge a good chunk of his attacks. But yeah, we are looking around the world for those 3 items. And since we are only doing any percent, we only need to find the Dreamers. And not any more items here. While I check... Ooh, good one. Ooh, Unbreakable Heart, that one I want. Ooh, Soul Eater I want. I'm spending big time money here. It was a good shop. I will take that. Is there more that I want? City Crash I don't need. That one I take. All right, that was a very good shop here. Okay. Let us go over there. Pick a hotspot of places where we can find some items right there. In the resting grounds, which is where you need the dive ability for. Because you need to be... You can only open that crypt with this particular ability as well. So yeah. So we got some underground crypt area here, which is also home to one of the more infamous quests in Hollow Knight, the Grey Mourner, the Delicate Flower side quest, which is luckily for me, and not luckily for you viewers, is disabled as a place that can have a useful item. It can contain a good charm. Unluckily for me, it could contain the upgrade to the strength charm, for example, but it cannot contain one of the Dreamers or any of the major progression items. But for a good laugh, and I know Reek will have done some shenanigans to the seed, I will check this, see what it is. Yes. Okay, it's just money. All right, good. Nothing to worry about. Because for this side quest, you need to traverse like almost horizontally all the way over the map, while dodging all enemies, all environmental dangers. You cannot get hit even once. You cannot fast travel. You cannot super dash either, I believe. And you need to bring that flower to a specific spot, which is is a very nasty, a very difficult side quest. So luckily we don't have to do that. And even if there was a good item on there, I probably, out of time constraints sake, I would have skipped it. Anyway. Wait, what am I doing? Oh yeah, I went to Crystal Peak. Rando brain pick keeping up on me. Let's see here. Yeah, one of the more colorful areas there, more pinkish areas at the very least. Crystal Peaks, unfortunately, we have to see Myla corrupted fully over there. She's one of the NPCs that you can encounter very early on in the game. And she will be happily mining away, unaware of everything that's going on around her. And once you collect the Vengeful Spirit upgrade, or more commonly known as Fireball, she will show first signs of the infection, and after you defeat Soul Master, she will be fully corrupted and she becomes an enemy, unfortunately. So a tiny tidbit of lore for y'all there. Because most of these bugs, they were of weaker mind and have succumbed to the infection, while Myla, strong as she is, held out a little longer. But yeah, so Crystal Peaks is a very more horizontal area, so it's good that we have our double jump ability and one of the wall jumps as well. So we got some good verticality in here, and of course the bane of my existence, the crystal aspids. They can snipe. I don't know what it is, how they were programmed. They are right bastards. Right jerks in my backside. Their aim is immaculate. I don't know how they do it. I don't want to know, I think. Let's see if I... Nah, I will not. That one is a bit too tricky. While I theoretically could make it over there, that what is a lot of effort for potentially just one item. So we will ignore it until we have the right items to do it. However, this dodging should be possible. Let's see how these cycles turn out. Do I? Oh, okay. We made that. Good. Good. Friend. Always good to collect friends all over the place. And I believe, if I say good, well out of memory, I'm somewhere around 22 grubs is where at least the final reward was that we can get over there. But I believe there was one more good item before that. So when I have a moment, I will double check on that. See if I'm not missing any important items, because that one will happen to me. Ooh, more friends. All right, it's another boss, Timmy. You know what that means?
Well, that means time for me to talk again.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, folks, again, remember you are watching the Norwegian Speedrunner Gathering 2026. We are raising money for the Norwegian Society for the Blind and Partially Sighted. Please keep your donations coming in. We really have enjoyed bringing this event to you. It's been a pleasure as always. There's so much that your money will do to improve people's lives and to improve and research, and as we said, things like the guide dogs, so many things. So it really is appreciated. We will talk a little bit now about some of the other things that the Society can provide, or some of the things that they do. And some of their thematic focus areas are organisational strengthening, education, learning and rehabilitation, eye health and prevention of blindness, as we talked about earlier on. And the vast majority of their international development work is funded by the Norwegian Agency for Development Coordination. And most project funding is channeled through the Atlas Alliance. Two of the ongoing projects are part of the Together for Inclusion Consortium, where DPOs and non-government organisations work closely together with the DPOs in the lead. The NABP is an active member of the World Blind Union and other international organisations working on eye health and advocacy, such as the International Agency for the Prevention of Blindness. So, again, we can only say thank you for everybody who's donated, everybody that's watched, everybody that's run, everybody that's volunteered. It all makes a difference. So thank you so much. And again, just to point out that we have raised 27,050 kroner so far. We're not finished yet. And that is over the 26,839 raised at NSG Spring 2025. So we have beaten the total from last year's event. But let's just see if we can get any more in there. Every little donation will help. Thank you so much again, folks. It really, really is appreciated. Please, please keep on watching, keep on donating, and enjoy the last part of the last run. Back over to you, Blaster.
All right, thank you so much. I'm scouting at good places to go because, of course, I don't want to, spend minutes trying to, go for just this one single check. Well, I have bigger areas with bigger fish to fry, as it were. So I was just looking around, and at this point, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to be going all over the place and checking out some more lesser dense spots as well. Yay, the most useless item in the game. Now I know what percentage I have completed the game when I exit out. And of course we're not gonna exit out to check it. But so far, yeah, it's been a good search looking for the items we need. I mean, I would love to see the other dashes as well, because not only my dash to the right, but also the upgraded dash would be cool to have. Let's see, I do. There we go. And yeah, I would love to see the dreamers, the actual items we need. And unfortunately, we can go there. We can do that. Oh, can we go there? Wait, can we? Did I unlock it?
I'm just waiting for the inevitability if you're having to go back into the deep nest.
Yeah, that is unfortunately, one of the inevitabilities, but I'm trying to get out of there for a good amount of time. Left man has clawed 22 grubs. Okay, wait, hang on. At least some progression can be made. Because that's a grub, which is number 19. That's a grub. But I've been eyeing my my next area to be the right side of the city. So luckily no spiders yet, which is good, because I really also don't like the area too terribly much. So if I don't have to go in there, I don't. That's good.
Not the biggest spider fan.
Yeah, the spiders are okay, I'd say, but the area is just annoying. Like I've lost many lives there. I got many gray hairs as well over there, so the jury is still out on a mixed opinion on that. I don't believe. Oh, we get cutscene. All right, good cutscene. It's Jane Silksong again. Yay! Bye, Jane Silksong. We can go here because we have the right wall jump, which is nice. Yeah, I don't want to do that just yet. Although I'm still hopeful we can find our 3 needed items, but there's a good pool to choose from, and I can only be so fast, of course. And as always, I can blame Reek for making me do this seed.
I was going to say, everything that goes wrong, you just get to blame Reek. Nice and simple.
Yeah. That is very nice.
Sorry, Reek.
Nah, he's you. You are well. Yes, yes. I love you, Reek. Because you did manage to pull a good switcheroo on me. Because I asked him last week if he, for perchance, had a practice seed for me, and he gave me a seed, which was all well and good. He didn't mention anything about it, and that should have been my warning sign number 1. Because I finished that one in like 3 hours, I believe.
Oh dear!
And I was like, Reek, that was 3 hours. Are you sure that was okay? Yeah, that was definitely okay, because that was intended to be a pain in the ass. You could have said that earlier, Reek.
Well, Reek in chat says that you are welcome.
No.
But again, while you're still here, Blaster, a massive shout out. I mean, obviously we'll get to this towards the end of the event as well, but just while you're still running around here, I want to give a massive shout out to all the amazing runners, all the amazing commentators, everybody that's been involved with this event. It has been, as always, an absolute honour and a privilege to be here. I really, really enjoyed. There's been some fantastic runs this event. It's been a fantastic 3 days, and again, you have raised an amazing amount of money for a fantastic cause. So I always feel when you come away from one of these events and you think about what the money that's been raised, okay, all the effort everybody's put in, but what the money raised is going to do for people, how it's going to help people, and that is just priceless. It's just absolutely brilliant. So, right, Recult is asking, I assume that's zero dreamers yet?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, that is very true, Reek. You are correct in that one. Trying my best not to die in this arena, which is also famous, at least in my book, for killing me way more times than I want to admit. But so far, relatively decent. There we go. That should be it. Yeah, that was it. Collector's map, also a very, very useful item. Which in normal gameplay, that will show you the location of all the grubs. Wait, I did this one, right? Yeah. Speaking of grubs, we have 22, which is the magic number in this seed at least. So we are gonna grab our rewards. And a boatload of money as well, which is a nice bonus, I might add. I can check right here. 20 essence, okay, that's good. Yeah, well, what else is there to talk about? I'm racking my brain as to possible locations where I want to go next. There we go, left Mantis Claw. That's good. Right C dash. Okay. More friends. Where do I want to go?
I see you've got your little friend up behind you as well.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a good pal. He also makes the noises that the grubs actually make in game.
Oh, that's amazing.
So after we're done, I will make sure to make him speak a few words during my shout outs. Hang on. Don't I want to check that first. Because that's the thing. There's still one more store, and Once again, a famous example of me forgetting that this exists, which later turned out to have a good couple of useful items. So we'll see. We'll see how this turns out. Oh, just a dream. Okay, that was anticlimactic. I mean, it's a useful item for sure. Now I can do dream mill stuff. That's good. Yeah, let me go unlock Grim. It's still not really... Okay, I have Unbreakable there. Yeah, I agree. Forgetting the X shop is totally... 9 out of 10 times that shop doesn't have anything useful for me. But considering what Reek just said, yeah, the one time it's not irrelevant, then you're only going to blame yourself. So I figured it was worth a shot to check it at least. Technically, that shop only comes into logic when you have 3 simple keys. Because otherwise you have to choose, because there are 3 areas where you can use a simple key on that gives you checks. So technically out of logic, it's just a matter of perspective, I guess. But that also means theoretically that the sewer area is also out of logic, but I don't believe in that. So we will, after saying hi to the Grim Troop, which I always love, one of the best music tracks in the game, and the easy checks that they have for us. And I'm pretty sure I don't want to do the Grim fight, because there is a difficult boss in here as well, which many people, including myself, always find a very fun but very hard fight. Sure, why not? Just give me the charm. What was I saying? Yeah, the upgraded fight, new Nightmare King Grim. That one, that first time I tried that in my casual playthrough, that took me a good couple hours before I first beat that. No, that was not interesting for me. And then lastly, we have the ultimate strength that we can check here. Wanderer's Journal is also not very interesting. Okay, so that turned out to be less than ideal. Yeah, let's go back to city and go to the sewers. That should be doable right now for us. Sure, take the elevator all the way down. Cheap. There you go. Open that. Typically, most of the times I enter this royal waterways for the first time is when I at least have one wall jump ability and the dive spell, because then we can go down here and unlock this bench, this conveniently placed travel spot for us. And then there are a couple good checks we can do. Unfortunately, not all of them. But we can go, after clearing out the left side for the most part, we can go to the right side. And one of the more fun bosses, namely Dung Defender. All our homies love Dung Defender. Which was inspired by the Dung Beetle. And of course he makes dung balls as well, which is so fun. The fight is always really enjoyable, as you would expect from a good Hollow Knight boss. Have you ever laid your attempts on this game, Tim?
I have not. No, it's a genre that I don't really spend an awful lot of time with, but I have in the past few months actually completed Super Metroid for the first time. So
Yeah, I saw that.
So
So yeah.
this, yeah, so this game is definitely a potential in the future. We'll see.
All right.
I know that it's also very hard, which is would definitely
Yeah.
put me off. But yeah, it's, and I have to say, artistically, this game is superb. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. I mean, I've always enjoyed watching this game being played. It's very, very distinctive, very, very unique. And I really do like it as a sort of piece of art. But whether I'd enjoy playing it as much, I'm not sure. But it's a very, very good game.
All right. So one of the while I was here, I figured let's get one of the components to unlock the actual funny Zode fight, because we need to rescue Greta, if I can get there. That is. This is all part of the incentive, so I'm not sure why I'm feeling this right now, because this shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, of course I have. There we go. Luckily, this isn't all effort in vain, because she does give us one measly check. So it's not all wasted effort. And we can see that she's now infatuated with us. Okay, yeah, that was some wasted bit of time. Yeah, let's go over. Wait, did I forget something there? Yeah, I did. Okay, let's go back. We can't go out there forgetting stuff, right? Luckily, we opened the shortcut right here, which is good for us. It's an easy travel back. And then we can make our way, as I originally stated, my original plan, to Dung Defender. Yeah. Yeah, that's the downside of not being able to swim. This check becomes a bit more fraught with danger. So it is no real figure that I forgot it, but it's a friend. And we do like friends, so that time was not in vain. Definitely not. Let us go over to Dung Defender. We can soon hear in the distance. Ooh. He makes one of the best noises in the game. Ha 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 ha. His laugh is very contagious. Gotta give him that. Boop. But fun fact for this fight, whenever he burrows his way all the way underground, we can get him to come surface with a ground pound, which is very neat in this fight. There we go. Okay, that's about halfway, I believe. Doma. As I said, he makes the better noises.
The animation is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. And there we go. That was him already done. So yeah, with a good arsenal, like we do have the strength charm in our arsenal. Okay, so now we can swim. All right. That makes our lives a little tiny itsy bitsy beter. More friends, yay. And then I am going down to the abyss. Green path map. Okay, that's good. That's not something we particularly care about. King Station stack, all right. That could have been useful like an hour ago. And I see Trobio in chat, so I have to shout Trobio. That's the rules. No, I can go to the left here, right? So yeah, right now not really too much exciting going on. Hey, more friends. Well, we always like a good friend. Unfortunately, they don't give us any rewards anymore. So yeah, here in the Ancient Basin and later on the Abyss, that is indeed a more late game-ish area. So the enemies here are a teensy bit harder. Luckily for us, as we demonstrated plenty, we do have some more skills, some more defendability in here. Got the Ancient Basin. Let's see what the stupid expensive reward is. Nah, no, thank you. I don't need your key. I do want you. Unbreakable strength. Hell yeah. So that's a good upgrade to our strength charm, because the first one aptly named breakable strength. So if you die, those charms they break, but they come in an upgraded form called the unbreakable charms, which don't break upon your death. So those are very much more useful. And considering it's only 2 notches, that one is staying equipped, definitely. So going out of our way for some more exotic checks, I want to say. Down here. I forgot that I didn't have right dash, but that's fine. Sometimes my muscle memory throws a loop into the wrench into the loop, is the correct way that saying goes. By thinking I have something that I actually don't. But you know what? It's just one heart. And as a good speedrunner once said, health is just a resource, and the only health that matters is the last one. Which are some very wise words.
Absolutely. While you're making your way through there, do you mind if I take a few minutes?
Oh, definitely. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. We'd like to thank you for watching the Norwegian Speedrunner Gathering, a 3-day speedrunning marathon that's coming to you from Gjerdrum, Norway, just outside of Oslo. We are raising money to support the Norwegian Association of the Blind and Partially Sighted. Their main objective is to achieve equal opportunities and status in society for people with visual impairments and other groups of disabled people. We would also like to give shout-outs to our friends at Bingothon, an online event featuring nothing but bingo boards upon bingo boards. If you're a fan of speedrunning bingos and want to see cool people raising money for Doctors Without Borders, then this event is for you. The next event is Bingothon Summer 2026, which will take place on June the 12th to the 15th. Submissions are open until May the 17th, so head on over to bingothon.com to learn more. And if any of you watching now are interested in finding out about other marathons or submitting to NSG in the future, don't forget to check out oengus.io, where you can find information about upcoming marathons, the games being played, schedules, and more. Back over to you.
All right. Well, I can definitely hand it back over to you because we're fighting our favorite thing, namely a boss.
We have a boss.
So if you...
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, while we're fighting the boss, then I might as well carry on. Do you want to get some updates when our marathons go live and when your favourite runs are coming up? Then you can follow us on Twitter and Blue Sky at NSG_marathon. Also, if you use the hashtag NSG Spring 26, you may be featured on the stream. Do you want to support future NSG events? Remember, all of our revenue from ads, subscriptions and cheers goes to supporting future NSG events. So we'll welcome all your contributions towards helping NSG become bigger and better. We have currently raised 27,050 krona. Please, please keep those donations coming in. Let's see if we can raise that even higher. Remember, every 500 krona can help towards somebody's eye operation or helping with cataracts, etc. It also supports the fantastic guide dogs that we've been seeing on the videos. Would love to see those guide dog video again. It was absolutely brilliant. So please, please keep those donations coming in. Thank you all so much for watching and supporting NSG and the Norwegian Association of the Blind and Partially Sighted. Please, okay, we see the boss is dead, so back to you, Blaster.
Yeah. Unfortunately for us, the boss didn't deliver much on us. Yeah, it gave us an upgrade to our left dash, which I guess is nice. Always very welcome. Yeah, okay. Let's go over there. Oh yeah, we did find swim just recently. So I can do that one. Let me go back for that. And then we are going to be making our way to towards the right side of the map, towards Kingdom Edge and the Hive, where our bee friends live.
Not the bees.
I have not the bees.
Not the bees.
Yeah, I have a feeling that Reek has done a funny and put at least one of the major items in the hive.
In the bees, okay, fair enough.
In the bees, yeah. Because granted, that is funny. But yeah, so far I hope we are going to be finding those items relatively quickly. Can't believe it's already been like an hour and a half. Time flies. While we're trying to blame somebody else that's not me. The very least heal some more. That sounds like a friend. Hello, friend. We've rescued a good amount of friends so far. So there are 46 in total in the game. And we've rescued 30 so far. Which is a pretty good number for our friends, at least. Okay, dash slash. Did I not get all three of them? No, okay. What's the easiest way to get there? There. So yeah, by the looks of it, most of the dense areas in the game have been visited, at least. The last big area is to our right here. The cliffs, which also contains the Colosseum, which is where we will be fighting Zod at the end. And with the timer in mind, I will put that, at least the fight itself, I will put that as late as I can. Because that one is not required for us, because those fights probably don't have anything good on them. That could be famous last words. I could be jinxing myself with some commentator's curse here. Let's go down first, by the way. But you never know. Well, at least we will get there. With our lovely friends, the tiny hoppers, and our not so lovely friends, the primal aspids. While pretty dodgeable, they are known to have good aim, long-term aim. Because I've seen them hit from miles away, and boy, That could have been an answer on the Family Feud quiz. Because that one, that makes you rage. Let me see. Sure, why not? That's a different place for our movement. I could have said no, but you know, muscle memory. Because, good example, most of the major movement items are duplicated. So you have more chances of finding them. But if you found the item already and you found the duplicate, you will just get 100 money units, which is nice. Not the end of the world. Won't hurt the bank too terribly much. But you know, it is nice to get at least a tiny bit of money out of it. I can only do, let's see. Oop. A tiny little trick I did there is you can break those breakable grounds just barely on the side to where you do break the ground, but not break the fall through the floor, as is sort of intended by that mechanic, which just allows me for easier access to that one check over there. So otherwise, I would probably have had to respawn back at the bench, which still isn't the end of the world, but it's great to get that in one go. As more of the... Okay. This is not good. Okay, we made it. Yeah, we made it. Sure, God tuner, yeah. Useful item. Now we know what a god is. No, but yeah, of course, the primary objective is to be as efficient of a routing as you can take throughout the land, throughout the map. So you don't want to have to revisit these areas for these tiny little checks. If you have to go back for like, it takes you a couple minutes just for the one item, yeah, that's, most of the times that's not worth it. So if we can do everything in one trip, we try to do that. So far, we're not getting any luck on our dreamer locations. Okay, there is our first dreamer. It took us an hour and 43 minutes. That does not bode well for the estimate.
Well, that's good though. Good to see it.
Yeah. So at this point, like, yeah, we need to find two more. And at this point, even though I would have liked to you know, search around for more items to make my life easier, I feel like this is a decent enough skill set to take out the Hollow Knight. Because we got some upgraded spells, we got the Unbreakable Strength as well. So we're not doing too terribly too terribly bad at that once we get there. And seeing me do to the final boss fight with less items than I would have liked is more fun for the viewer, I dare say. Hopefully get some more good moments for gamer noises out there. Because God knows we love gamer noises. Oh yeah, as Reek really reminded me in chat, we have because when you collect your first dreamer, the starting area of the game gets a makeover, and we lovingly refer that as to getting a STD, or as the more family-friendly name, the Forbidden Fanta.
I was going to say, doesn't sound great.
No. It makes the starting area like really a lot more difficult to traverse as well, because A lot of the enemies get an upgrade as well. Some of your paths are blocked, so it just makes traversal more pain in the backside. So yeah, but it has that orange color we've been seeing all over the place, which just reminds me of Fanta, so I call it the Forbidden Fanta. No, not the left shade cloak again. I want the right one. Game, please. That would be nice.
Well, I'm beginning to think that that Reek has been a little. How shall I put it? I don't want to be rude. He's decided to challenge you on this one, I think.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Okay, so we can say hi to Zode because he's locked up here, which means we did rescue him correctly, which is nice. But we are able to do these 2 items from the lurker here. I do want to apologize. For some reason, the scream that's about to come up louder than the rest of anything in the game. So volume warning. And the volume warning is gone. Because somehow that scream is louder than the rest of anything in the game. Don't know why. It just is. We do get some good battle music out of it though, so it's not all to shame. Hopefully I can catch him here. There we go, that's a neat... Did I get him stuck? Nice. Okay. Please come back, buddy.
He's running away.
Yeah, that's the entire gimmick of this fight. But there he is again, luckily. Go. Oh. Okay, I was too close. All right, good to know. Well, that was an oopsie that I did not expect. Well, there goes the estimate. That was it. The estimate killer. That death right there. No, but it all joking aside, I don't think that. I mean, death is costly, sure, but that shouldn't have cost me the estimate. It's probably my guessing as to where the actual items are. But you know, we'll make something out of it.
Yeah, you do fine. It's been a bit of a marathon, but you're getting there.
Yeah, this is exactly also the reason why I asked somebody to at least take a look at possible scenarios.
Okay.
Because if you just pick a random one, you don't know what's going to happen. At least this way you have some sort of inkling as to what's going on. Because it could very well take like 3.5 hours before I find anything. And obviously then I completed like most of, if not all of the game. So lucky where that's not happening. Okay.
Well, I'd just like to say we've just had a raid from Asmo TV. Welcome in, raiders. You're watching NSG Spring 2026. We are raising money for the Norwegian Association of the Partially Blind, Partially Sighted. Sorry, get it right. We've raised 27,050 kroner. We're on our final run of the event, and blastermak here is currently tangling with Hollow Knight Randomizer, and it has been, well, it's been a bit of a challenge, shall we say?
Yeah, that you can definitely say that. Because that was my second.
I
don't normally never die to him.
Don't worry about it, it's fine. But welcome in, raiders. Reek is saying that they checked that they weren't behind the White Palace or the Flower Quest.
Yeah, that is correct indeed.
Which hopefully helps.
I have also, yeah, because those are considered the long locations for the randomizer. Because for White Palace, you need to traverse the entirety of the palace, which can take, I'd wager, anywhere around 10 minutes at least.
Yeah.
And then the Flower Quest also takes around that-ish time.
Yes.
So those are definitely not something you want a good item on.
Two of the longer ones. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. They say third time's the charm, right?
Yeah, indeed. We're gonna get it this time. I'm still waiting for the bees.
Oh yeah, that's right. I promised bees.
I haven't got bees yet.
Yeah. Okay, we'll go there next. That's a good reminder. Yeah, I do have. Come on, friendo. Don't be shy. I know we're on stream.
He's being a bit recalcitrant today, isn't he? There we go.
Yeah, he is. He's also always ending up in the places farthest away from me. It's always very nice of him. There he is.
Getting some love for the bees in the chat. I like the well, not the bees, but you've got to love the bees. I mean, I've got a big fondness for the bees. Oh, this guy's still.
Oh, there we go. Third time was indeed the charm, and we just got we got a charm out of it, so that's something. But let's indeed go to the bees. See if the bees do have the solution again. Because I remember a race between Reek and Yume Tsubasa CH at PSG annual last year, where we did a freeway race of this specific rando. And I'm one of the dreamers was at the bees.
To be or not
so it's
to
a good
be.
Yes, indeed. Wouldn't that be nice?
Wouldn't that be nice?
I'm buzzing with excitement.
Yeah, we love the bees.
At the prospect. Which, granted, in most of my normal playthroughs of the randomizer, the hive is also an area I check relatively late. As most of the time, you already have gotten like a lot of items that you needed before you get the chance to go here. Because you need the vertical elevator, the horizontal elevator pass to get in here even. So it's not an area you can easily access. And the tram pass, as it's more commonly known, isn't really an item you find that often. Because apart from this area, you can get everywhere the tram goes without the tram. So I can understand not finding the tram pass every time.
I absolutely love it.
But we have the bees.
I love the bees. I love the background here. It's absolutely fantastic.
Oh,
isn't
it's
it?
so good. Yeah.
Brilliant. I was commenting early on about the animation of this game. It just absolutely is fantastic. And this, look at the shape, the shadows on that as well. That's lovely.
Yeah, I believe this was also one of the areas that was added in later among development, as it was one of the Kickstarter goals, I believe. So yeah, there was definitely more skill gained in developing and designing a game, obviously, so that the area looks the better for it.
It's stunning. Yeah, really nice.
But unfortunately for us, the bees are out to get us.
Oh yes. Oh, that's a big bee. Look at that.
Yeah.
Big bee.
He's just happy to see us. Oh, yeah, I do have right C dash. Not if you get in the way. Okay, good.
I was going to say, these are actually some very hyper-aggressive bees.
Yeah, they are. They just don't want you to. Well,
Not running around inside their hive. Yeah, I can understand that. But...
Yeah. And given also that we are about to find out, at least we are getting to the area where the queen resides. And if you stay there for the story, you do find out that the queen is actually dying. So that tracks out with what I know of actual bee psychology.
Yes, they're not very happy.
No, definitely not when the queen is in danger. So it is very understandable in that sense.
That big bee is absolutely fantastic. I want a big bee plushie now. Absolutely brilliant.
I don't know if Fangamer has those plushies. Yeah, while we're here, let's fight Hive Knight. So there's the queen in the background. Hive Knight. Which is a fun fight.
Oh, wow. Sir Bee.
He is definitely a sir. He's definitely a bee. Which spits out other bees as well.
Okay.
Not sure if that is normal for a bee.
Hey, that doesn't sound like normal bee behavior. Again, something I've noticed with these bosses, actually, they're very, very creative, very, very different, and I really enjoy looking at the sort of differences between them. They're very. This is superb. This is absolutely brilliant. Behave.
Well, he did, and we managed to get through it with just 1 health remaining. That made it very dodgy.
Very nice. Well done.
Let's see if that trouble was worth it.
Right, folks, we are coming up towards the end of the run here. We'll hopefully we'll get there fairly shortly. But I'd like to remind you.
I hope so, yeah.
Well, I'd like to remind everyone that you are watching NSG Spring 2026. We're raising money for the Norwegian Society for the Blind and Partially Sighted. 27,050 krona. Please, please get your donations in. We're getting towards the end of the event now. Let's see if we can get some more in. And we will be having up the sort of closing ceremony will be coming up after this run.
Yeah, we're going out with a bang, so to say.
Absolutely.
If I dare say so that myself.
Indeed. About
my own skills that have been on display.
Oh, it's been fantastic. I've really, really enjoyed this one. I hope everybody has enjoyed watching it. Like I said, you've definitely piqued my interest. I definitely think this game will have to be on my list at some stage. I don't know how I'd get on with it, but I think I would just enjoy the atmosphere of it and the graphics and the sound.
Yeah.
The graphics and sound design are absolutely superb. So I always appreciate a good game like that. So.
I mean, if you just want to enjoy the vibes and the artwork and all that, what the game has to give you, you can always install a mod that gives you better health or better dodging or whatnot, so to enjoy the game more. If that's how you vibe, who am I to judge if that's how you want to enjoy the game?
Yeah, I mean, that's a very, very interesting point that you make, actually, if you don't mind me sort of elaborating on further a little bit. Something I say when I'm streaming myself is that you're only playing a game wrong if you're not enjoying yourself. So as long as you're having fun, no matter what you're using, if you're using a mod or you're using some sort of map or a guide, I almost always use a guide when I'm playing games because I don't really have the time. I don't feel I want to spend the time to actually solve every single thing myself. I don't really have the time to sit and play games like that these days. And as long as you're having fun, then you're not doing it wrong, you know? You do you. And exactly. I think that's really important to keep in mind, you know? Reek says, cheat like me and have a health bar.
Yeah, during our practice runs, Reek enabled the health bar mod, which technically isn't cheating, but it does give you an advantage to where the boss's health is, so if you can play a little bit more risky and whatnot. But other than that, it doesn't really give an advantage. But we have been calling him out for being a cheater on that one. All right. About to go to a boss that most people in their casual playthroughs probably disliked very, very, very much. And I was one of them. The Watcher fight always freaked me out. Like, that was such a tough one because you're battling a wave of bosses, essentially.
A gauntlet, yeah.
Yeah. And they are very tough. But what most people encounter is they go here relatively early in their progression. So they are under-leveled.
Under-equipped, under-leveled, under-geared.
So if you go back later with more spells or nail upgrade, then these guys actually become quite easy, I want to say.
And again, I think that that's actually a really good feature of games like this. Again, as I say, I'm not massively a huge sort of proponent or expert in the genre, but I do really like the fact that it's almost, again, control your own difficulty. For example, you could go at a boss early on with few upgrades and obviously it'll be a lot harder. Whereas if you struggle with it, you can go away and farm up various things elsewhere and then come back later on and find it easier. And I like that. I like that choice in a game.
Yeah, that is also exactly what makes a Metroidvania a good Metroidvania, is that, you encounter like an area that definitely you cannot access yet, or the enemies are way too strong, then it encourages you to, go back and see if you can explore anything else. And then at one point you find a new item that, for example, double jump, that gives you access to different area. So all the exploration, all the backtracking, knowing where you've been, knowing what you have done, and also what you cannot do at that point. That's what makes such a good feeling once you finally figure out, I needed that item to get in here, or I finally beat that difficult boss. So yeah, I'm relatively easing out through this boss fight, luckily. There's also the added bonus that you can actually drop one of the chandeliers on one of the bosses, so you have to fight one less enemy, which is good, that many people don't know about. Oh, there we go. Got a tiny bit dicey at the end, but we managed to get through. And honestly, the more I've played the rando and more I've played the game as well, the more I've come to appreciate the Watchers fight. Okay, so this wasn't not worth it because we found Shaman Stone, which I think I did mention that in the beginning of the run. That is one of the items that drastically improves our spell casting capabilities. Like, not only get the areas of spells of the you emit, they get bigger, but they also do more damage. Sure, that could be. So it's a good one, and especially for 2 notches, that's great. Okay, so now comes the question: where do we go? Where do we go now? Because most of my spots are. Well, okay, we are going back, unfortunately, to the spiders.
There we go, it's spider time. Back to the deep nest. It
is indeed. Back to deep nest we go. Hopefully this isn't... Okay, good. We just need to get lucky for 2 more times. That's it. That's all we need to do. Just be lucky. I can cheat a tiny bit here. Entering the hive from the alternative route. So we don't have to get captured, which is always nice. Not only does that save time entering this location, it also gives us access to the shortcuts at the back end of the deep nest. So that's good. That's a vessel fragment. That's not useful for us. Mask shard. All right, that gives us another health. That could be nice. That's another vessel fragment. Okay, sure. So one more item that is, I believe. Sure. That should be here. Okay, that was Weaver Song. That's not the item I want. All right, let's do that rhythm. All right, we're out of Deep Nest again.
Goodbye, spiders.
Yeah. So hopefully I mean, at this point, you would expect that the items we need are relatively easy to be found, right?
You'd hope so, but
Yeah.
it has been playing a little hard to get.
Yeah. I mean, we could always ask Reek for a hint, I guess, if we're pressed on time.
Blame Reek for it being overestimate.
I mean, we can blame him. We can also ask him about for help. Okay, that's one of the items we need. So just one more. We need one more. Thanks, Reek. That was a good hit. I expected nothing less from you. Okay, there's the third item. All right.
Oh, wow.
Thanks, Reek. Those were some good
All in
hints.
the same area.
Yep. All right. Yeah. So I do want to blame myself a tiny bit because I could have gotten at least one of those items earlier. But yeah, it is what it is. We got there in the end.
Indeed.
Not too terribly late.
No,
either,
doing
so,
fine.
you know.
Doing fine.
But that's always the thing with randos, right? You never know what you are gonna expect.
Absolutely.
Let's see. King Soul's good. Ooh. Okay, we're gonna do not heavy blow, quick slash. We making choices here. All right, time for a final boss.
Okay, here we go. Coming up on the end of the month, folks, so please get any last-minute donations in.
We're not totally done yet after this.
Well,
either.
we've still got the other bit to do.
We still have the Zod fight, yeah. So there is more fighting to be done after this.
Good.
Tactical heal here. Okay, while you're stabbing yourself, I can heal as well. Thank you for the opportunity, friendo. I can also do a dash attack. Okay, now you're stalling for time. We should be almost there. considering the background is very orange at this point.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. And then the official time is when the screen fades to all the way to black, which is coming up in a hot second here. Once we take over the infection, that will be time. So let's see how we did on our stats screen. So it's always good to have some stats at the end. Let's see
GG.
here. Thank you, thank you. That was sure a run of all time. Okay, so we completed 63% in 2 hours and 9 minutes and 47 seconds with an item collection rate of 1.33, which is decent, I'd say. Which is kind of to be expected, the pace I generally get in randos. So without stalling any further, let's go to Zode. Let's go to the arena and fight him there. And of course, if there is time, we can also do the dream fight. At least an attempt at that one. Because we did go overestimate a tiny bit. So it's up to production if we want to do the extended Zode fight. Because my intentions were, going out of my way to rescue Zode at both locations, and I'm fighting him here at the end of the arena. Because it is a funny fight at the end as well. Boop. Oh yeah, one of the effects of the Shaman Stone that can be clearly seen here right now is that our fireball is a good bit larger. So, and not only is the area larger of the spell, it also does more damage, which is nice. Yeah. Oh, come on. Come on. Always good to have your health topped out of these arena fights. Oh, come on, buddy. Be nice. Gonna be playing it a tiny bit safe here. Okay, that helped, friendo. That also helped. Okay, that was very nice. All right, that gives me time to heal. Because I swear these buggers have... they always know where to aim for some reason. Okay, that I did myself almost. Oh, come on. Okay. Oh yeah, if you have anything to say to him, because I've been feeling concentrated on this fight.
Fine. That's no bother at all. We'd just like to remind everyone that we are on the final run here of NSG Spring 2026. We have currently raised 27,050 krona. Please, please, if you would like to increase that total, please give generously when you can, where you can. It's been absolutely fantastic. It's been a great event. Looking forward to hearing the closing words once we are finished with this this little fight here. Well, I've got the next one as well, have you?
Yeah. Yeah, well, we can fight Sode at the end of this arena challenge. So at least the first one is very quick. Once we get past the bitrate killers. And I believe that the next wave, yeah, big cage. Everybody is getting quiet. There he is. All right, let's see what you got, Zod the Mighty. Hit me with your best shot. Okay, jumping away, sure. Jumping, yes. I'm standing still. Oh. So yeah, the meme of this fight is he doesn't do a lick of damage to you here. This is so funny. So you can pummel him all the way around the arena. You can, you know, juggle him.
Yeah,
like he is the actual pushover.
Yeah, he does seem to have caused a few issues with the feed, unfortunately.
Yeah. So yeah, that was our first fight. We're gonna collect our reward here, just for the good measure. So yeah, we can, you know, slap him a few more times. And I can at least, hopefully this in the random works out. So once you fight him in the arena here, and you have rescued Breda, she all of a sudden, you know, Zod escapes the arena, we see him here. And Breda gets infatuated with him. So once we get in, oh, see, there we go. We can descend. And then there's a statue with him. Now,
oh, lovely.
He looks like Zod. So, you know, what are we going to do? So we can fall down here. We see more Zod imagery. I'm not sure what is going on here. Oh my god.
Oh, there we go. This must be better. Oh.
So yeah, we're fighting now the Great Prince Zod.
Okay.
And he does a lot more damage than he did when we first met him. So yeah, this is the actual gimmick of Zod. He becomes more powerful in this dream version. And the more you fight him, like the first time we just saw like 3 excerpts of his name, like 3 adjectives describing him. The more you fight him, the more adjectives he gets. Which is very funny to me. Like in his mind, he's a self-proclaimed giant, prolific warrior, hero of the ages. But yeah. That was everything I wanted to show off. Thank you, NSG, so much for having me. I would have loved to take more stabs at Zod, but you know, time and something. So thank you very much for allowing me to showcase this game. Thank you, Reek, for helping me find a valuable seed to play as well. I do stream on my own channel at twitch.tv/blastermak. I want to get back into that more. But you can always see me at the BSG events, which Tiny Tim has mentioned before in his blurbs. So if you're around here, please feel free to come visit, come hang out. We're all very friendly people, welcoming and all. Yeah, that's it for me.
Thank you very much indeed. A massive round of applause for blastermak. Thank you so much indeed. We're going to go straight over to a quick intermission here where we get set up for the closing words with Nordic and Chrissy. Don't go anywhere.